Hello.
Hi. How is everyone? I was sorry, I'm 3 minutes late. I had a meeting go over. We'll get some people in here. All right. Jen, you want to kick us off with our intention? Jen and I had a good talk about what we were going to talk about on this call.
Yeah, so our intention overall is to show you that we believe financial freedom is available for everyone, and we're here to show you that through real estate. And today we really want to just break down some people will call it barriers, resistance, just to making things harder than they have to be. I think just from looking in the circle group, a lot of people feel overwhelmed and like they have to know all the answers before they pick up the phone and make phone calls. And that's just really not the case.
No. And it's super overwhelming. I get it. Like, especially when you're calling people, it's still scary for me. It's a thing. So we want to take away all of the overthinking of this and just be like, all you have to do is this is all you have to do, and you guys can make money and do deals. We'll do the rest. All you guys have to do is do the research to find possible motivated sellers, call the agents, soft pitch creative, be like, are you interested in something that's a little more creative, or maybe a cash offer that's a little bit lower? We can always, just put it out there. Creative is a good word to use. And then if they're like, I'm open to hearing about it, I'm not going to promise yes, then you submit it to us. Elephant.aurorainvests, plural.com, aurorainvest.com, not plural, with an S. And that's all you guys have to do to kind of take all the sting out of it. Do we have any newbies here? Where's my chat? I need to see everybody. Atia, I just talked to an agent this morning who asked me what I meant by creative. How do you best answer that question? That's a really good question, Atia. So be something like, we buy things, agents get seller finance. So you don't want to deep dive into wholesaling and wraps, and you shouldn't know that. Nobody expects you to know that. Agents probably don't know that. The best thing is to say, I don't know, for an example, not going to the bank. So seller finance is one way. Something that is just not as traditional as I go to the bank, I get a loan, I give you the money, and we're done. So anything but that. So that's a really good question, Atia. Do you guys has anybody done their homework? Do you guys have any questions? Another thing we wanted to go over is expectations on how things go. So, as you guys know, the Elephant Challenge is free. It's free 99. Pace does it for free. Us elephant leaders are doing things for free. So we're giving you LOIs and calculators and all this training. And so it costs money for us to be here, and nobody's paying it for us. Like our CRM costs money. I just upgraded our Zoom to take over 100 people because they've been maxing out. So not all of this is free. But this is free for you guys. So a lot of us want to bring value, and we want to bring you along with us. We've been having, we also will pay you guys to bring us leads. So how this works is you guys can make money from this. And we just had a leader meeting about this. And a lot of baby elephants, are like, we don't feel like that's enough money. And so I want you guys just to set expectations. So Pace is doing this for free. A lot of influencers like Pace, or whatever you call him, they'll probably be like, you need to buy this to start, or you need to do this. There's some sort of monetary benefit for them for their time. A lot of this is Pace is like, you can buy Privy, but it's not a requirement. Go ahead and JV with somebody that has it. We're just bringing you guys value. So first of all, a lot of people would be normally pay for this and you guys aren't paying for it. Number one. Number two, the sub 2 leaders that are the leaders, we've paid about $10,000 to be in sub 2. And then there's a lot of us are sub 2 mastermind, which is $15,000 to $20,000. We have taken a lot of time and relationships to get to where we are, and we want to help you with this. And so a lot of people are like, oh, this is free and I want instant gratification. So there's this post in the creative group. I want to bring it up because Mike Davis, who's a sub 2 member, I was like, I feel like everybody needs to let me see. I'll find it. Let's go to the Facebook group together. And it just kind of sets expectations. He posted it in the free group. Let's look for Mike Davis, who you guys should all know. He's an amazing guy. He's sub 2. Okay, so it's right here. He says, it's a lot of work, right? It's a work right now, get paid later business. So you're talking about the elephant challenge. Like a lot of teams are like, I'm bringing you this stuff. And some teams hire baby elephants. We aren't, right. We don't have the capacity to do that yet, but they want to get paid up front. So we are not, had a huge talk with Angie about this last night, who's a leader that does hire agents or baby elephants. And by hire, it means you bring a deal and you can get money out of it. So a lot of us it's a lot of work up front. So you have to be successful in this, you have to be consistent. And you got to be 100% cool with the idea of working your MF ass off with no guarantee of payment and still have a mindset that you're going to have a breakthrough. So the mindset, this is like the mindset that you guys have to have in here. So yes, $10,000 checks are attainable. You can have $100,000 months. And there's an abundance of resources in this community and the other communities and the students, and especially with this, but everybody's got to work. So, it's not just consuming, it's taking action. It's being consistent. You're going to get knocked down and your deals are going to be like, people are going to be like, no, I almost got it to the end. And then they drop out at the last minute. So, I just want to we had one guy, bring a deal and then, they're like, well, I want to keep it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to wholesale it. I'm going to talk to the agent. I'm going to get it under contract. I'm going to do everything that I would do for a normal baby elephant. And normally we wholesale these and we make money off of it. So you're going to get the same, you're going to have to pay for this. You're going to have to pay for the contracts and my negotiation and all of this. You can keep it. And then whatever the baby elephant will make, we can subtract from that assignment fee. And I made the negotiations and there's, I don't know this for sure, but there's they magically stopped talking to me and it was under contract the next week and they couldn't sell it, because there's a lot of arrears on it and people would have to bring cash to close. So it was perfect for creative. So I don't know what happened with that, but that baby elephant has since ghosted me. It's under contract and all of this. So I just want you guys to know I don't think they liked, a lot of baby elephants are like, I don't feel like I'm making enough from this. So you guys are essentially bird dogs and you'll make money like your bird dogs. If you bring a good lead that we close, you get paid for that. If you bring a buyer, you get paid for that. If you're boots on the ground, we'll pay you for that. If you get it under contract, you get even more for that. But if you don't, we'll get it under contract, but you just get a little bit less. So I just really want to set the expectations that you guys need to be consistent. It's not free for us. It's not free for anybody. I don't know. I feel like I've kind of hit it, but there's just been a lot of like, oh, that's not, and I'll be happy to share with you guys what it is. I just pulled it up the other day and we were talking about it. We're going to post something about this in the elephant challenge. But we just really, really want to be completely clear and set expectations on that. Do you have anything to add, Jen?
No.
So we want to help, but we'll make money. You'll make money. But we're doing a bunch of the work too. So we want to And there's you guys that are consistent, and we're not talking to you. We're just setting the stage, and we want to be completely clear. We don't want anybody to have not clear expectations. Anthony, you're right. It's about creating momentum. And this business and all businesses are about relationship building. And that relationship that you build with someone, you can piggyback on their experience and their knowledge and their relationships to get you further. So even if you can do deals by yourself, even Pace is like, I don't do deals by myself because I create relationships. Like I want to get other people paid if they're TC or, and you create those relationships, and it just creates, you piggyback off theirs, and it's just, you build your business off of your relationship. So, we love you guys. Any questions on that? I'll upload the earn as you learn on how you guys can get paid. And we're going to make a post in the group too. That's not what I want. Anyways, where did you guys go? I lost you. Are you there, Jen?
Yeah.
I can't find you guys on my computer screen. So my computer won't even work. I might have to restart my computer. So you might have to take over.
Restart. Won't it end?
There you are. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties over here. Anyways, let's see. Gwendolyn says, to be clear, are you going to help us get deals for what's SREO? Or are we just bird dog? I don't know. Do you guys, Gwendolyn, do you mean we can help you guys get deals for your portfolio for sure? But it's going to be just like we're, and we also JV. Everything's a JV agreement. So when you guys, submit a deal, there should be a button. Is it there now, Jen? We're still getting things set up on like the JV agreement.
It's not there yet.
Of what the JV agreement is, and it goes through. I'll just share it with you guys, just so we're all.
Gwendolyn, can you type what SREO is? I've never heard that before. But basically what Carly was saying is we're happy to help you guys find stuff that you're going to keep. You just need to understand that there's a price associated with that. I think there's a lot of buzz that people think that they can buy everything with no money and it doesn't cost anything, but there's like a TC costs money, all of those steps in closing a deal cost money. So if you don't have the schedule of real estate owned, I've never heard of anyone saying that, but yeah, we can help you close deals that you're going to keep, but you still have to pay wholesale fee because we're providing all the contracts. You will have to pay for the TC so that everything's properly documented. Like there's just still fees associated with that. So some people have come in and they're like, what do you mean it's going to cost $30,000 to buy this with 0% financing? Like there's still fees associated with it. So we just wanted to bring that to light.
Yeah. EMD, et cetera. Yeah. EMD, TCs, all the acronyms cost money.
Yeah.
So Dustin wants to know, do we lowball the LOI? I don't know. It depends on the deal. I don't know if you really want to lowball anything. We are like, hey, we'll pay your price if you give us terms. We'll even pay for your realtor. We'll even pay for the closing costs. Like we're a team. I mean, you can lowball them if they're like, we only want cash. And like, yeah, we'll do cash, but we're not going to give you your price. So, it's just different things. So yes, we will, I just put the stuff in there. Another thing is, and this is going to go for any elephant leader that you JV with. We all have the same JV agreement. We all have the schedule of terms. We're all on the same page with all of this because we want it to be same for everybody. And we just had a meeting about this. So If you bring a deal to a baby or to an elephant leader, like when you submit a deal with us, you check a box that says, I understand that this deal is entering into a JV agreement, which I just, oh, sorry, honey. Take my dog. So each deal, just so it's fair for each leader. But everybody, you guys get paid on it. You guys will still get paid. I just want you guys to understand the value that you're getting, and you're getting paid when a lot of people will pay for this education instead of being paid.
Yeah.
Is just what I'm trying to hit home, and just be completely honest. So no one feels like they got. So, should we be looking for deals or more just open to seller finance and creative? So yeah, you guys can do any kind of deal. It's going to be easier. The goal with this is you guys bring us deals, we lock it up, we get under contract, we get it TC'd, we take it to the finish line, and we find a buyer and wholesale it. So that's what all the elephant leaders are doing this. And if it's in our buy box, we'll buy it. And if it's in Pace's buy box, maybe we'll send it to Pace. There is a chance, but that's what it is here. If you are there. So, but if you do want to buy it for yourself, that's fine too. It's just not going to be free 99. There's TCs that cost, there's EMD that costs, there's our time, we're doing the contract. So you JV with us and we do make money because we close the deal and take it across the finish line and teach you guys creative along the ways. So, Anthony, do you get a lot of cash buyers if we can get it at 70%? Because most groups only want creative finance, which has been frustrating. I mean, we tell you guys to get in markets where there's a bigger pool of buyers. So, I mean, there are still cash buyers in there. There's still fix and flippers that's how they make their money. Creative is probably going to be hotter right now because people can, if somebody has $150,000 cash right now, instead of buying one property cash, they could spread that across like 50 properties and diversify their portfolio and make that money make money. So it's better for investors. Atia says, when it's possible with today's schedule, can you talk more about cash only? I live in San Francisco Bay Area. Another agent I talked to said her clients don't really need to consider seller finance because of the plethora of cash buyers. So that's also why we teach you guys, they need to have motivation. If we're not their first option, we're not their second option. We are problem solvers and we are their last option. So if someone's about to go into foreclosure and they're $5,000 behind on payments and everyone's coming after them, like that's when we're here. If they're getting divorced and there's no equity and they have to sell it, that's another option. Like they might have to bring cash to close. So we teach you guys how to find motivation. So we don't want to try to talk somebody that's like, I don't need this. We don't want to talk them into something they don't need. I mean, you can, it's kind of a waste of time. That's why we tell you guys to find for direct to agent, something that's been on market for 65 to 165 days. And they've dropped the price like 65 times. So they have some motivation. Like the market has told them no. Lots of people have told them no. There's been a lot of doors closed in their face. So when people are like, I don't need you, be like, okay, bye. I'll follow up with you when it's still on market in 200 days and see if maybe there is motivation. So we don't really want to twist someone's arm into doing something that they don't want to do. If they have cash buyers, be like, great. I'm an option when those cash buyers don't come through, and I will keep following up with you every week or month. So then that's when you put them on a follow-up schedule. Great question. Laura says, question, if we submit a deal, do you let us know if we don't pan out or not? Yes. So Laura, we're in the middle, and I know you've submitted deals. We're in the middle of getting our CRM set up and getting a whole team set up. You guys might see Rick Daniels in there. Wave Rick, he's on our team. He's looking at your leads. He's helping us. His wife, Julie, is also helping us. We have everyone's sub 2 students. So they get it. We're all on the same team. Rick is the man. I agree, Dustin. He's awesome. So Dustin says, should I be collecting these agents' names, numbers, and rating them on openness? You can do that. we like to have you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do like a before you get to these meetings, like how you talk to agents, like a whole thing on everything that we've gone through, like how to talk to them. Laura did a really great agent script that she shared with us, and we'll share that, like how you talk to agents. And so you'll go through all of that. And then these Zooms will be like, you have homework and you're like, okay, I found a list of what I think are motivated sellers. And then we call them. And then if they're open to it, or you guys can call them on their own. Dustin has called on a few. Grant's here. He's called on some. And then you submit it, and then we'll do the deals with you guys.
I think too, though, like if you find agents that are really open and like understand it and have no problem like telling their clients about it, I would just really nurture those relationships. And hey, if you have any more, that you are having a hard time selling, like contact me, that sort of stuff, and just sort of like keep touching base with those types of agents.
Yes. And some people also ask, like, do we go around the agent? And that's building off what Jen said. You want to build relationships with agents because they have deals, they have pocket deals. You guys can make money together. They can bring you deals. It's good to, we call them unicorn agents. Dustin says some of my agents are sending me MLS listings that are open to seller finance already. That's amazing. So Dustin's made a great connection and nurture those. That's awesome, Dustin. Amazing. All right. Now that we got all of we just wanted to give the disclaimers and be like, we are completely transparent and open. Has anybody done their homework? Want to go over any questions? Have any questions? Drop them in the chat. Nobody. All right. That's okay. How many people are new here to our group and are like brand new as of like this week? Jerry, welcome. McKenna, welcome. Raquel, welcome. Yay, Sean. Sean is here. Hi, Sean. Sean's from Gig Harbor. We see him at the Washington meetups where he's in the same city that I'm in. Alex is new. Sarah's new. Welcome, you guys. So what we can go over is maybe we can hit off, like, you guys you don't want to talk anybody into doing stuff that they don't want to do. So we want to find motivation. And so Pace says we're talking about, I don't know if we're talking about it, but agent outreach on this one. So when you're looking, like some of those guys, you guys that have been here before, put in the chat, what are things when you're looking on the MLS and they have agents involved, what is something that would show distress or ready to, like, they're ready to wheel and deal? Days on market. That's right, Scott. Grant says price cuts. That's right. So those are two motivations. So we always want to find out that fell out of escrow. So like something would be like, let me share my screen again. So I'll just go to Redfin because it's my go-to and I know it. So, I was looking up houses yesterday. This is where I live. So if you come in here and you find, I always do time on Redfin. 60 is kind of low, but 90. So it's been on Redfin 90 days. I just do houses. And then I come for the median income of where we are for not median home price. So I wouldn't go above 800,000 here. That's still kind of, I would do 700,000. So you kind of want to get things that are, I don't know what these dots are. I think those might have been sold. But these are things that might be, we have an expensive market where I live. So let's go over here. So 330,000. Let's go to that one. Where'd it go? Oh, it's gone. Okay, so we'll just do this one. So this one, it might be, see this one, it says in here, motivated seller. It says they're motivated. Like, so that's a good thing to look for. So we know there's motivation here. It's been on market 99 days. The list price is $699. So it's definitely within the average home price within this market. And let's go at the history and see if they've had price drops. They keep hiding this. Okay, so it got active March 11th for $450. Oh no, that's 2020. Sorry. Active May 11th for $800,000. So these people have dropped it $100,000. They dropped it $750, $740, and now they're at $699. So this is something for my homework. If I would be like, okay, let's call, or like, this is a motivated seller. I mean, it's not the most beautiful house, you guys. It's got popcorn ceiling. It's got crazy colors. It's a split level. I think, yeah, split levels are just like very 1970s. Nothing's wrong with split levels. It's just not as sought after these days. So it's just like, this would be, so now I can see how there's motivation in this thing. They're even saying there's motivated. Should I call them to show you guys what I want you guys to do? Or should we have Jen call them? Jen probably has PTSD after that last call we had together. The agent told her not to bring her a cat shit offer. Like literally. Okay, so I'll call him. Let's see. Grant says, if it's listed as back on market or financing fell through, that's a really good one. Grant says, I would say Fargo, but Redfin doesn't even support the Fargo market. If you've been here, you know that I've been giving Grant. He's from North Dakota. I've been giving him crap. You're not doing 700K, then no, then I know it's not Cali. It's too expensive. So Ernest, where I live, it's a really high 700. It's kind of like California prices where I live. And the house that I'm in now is creative. Okay, I'll call him. Let's call him. So this is what you guys would do. So you're in here. Yeah, Gig Harbor's a hot market. So I come here to listed by John Pagel in Moon Realty. Redfin likes to highlight their people. So you'll accidentally call them and then you have a listing agent. You have a buyer's agent. So just for you guys to know, and you want to set the tone with the agent, don't go to like a random guy like Michael and be like, will you show me this house? Because then you've enlisted him in 3%. We will support ourselves. We will represent you guys. Excuse me. So typically when a seller sells their house, they pay for both commissions. And what we say to sweeten the deal for a creative is we'll pay your agent commission and then we'll represent ourselves and then we'll pay the closing costs. So that's typically what they pay. So I'll come here and I'm going to just Google John Pagel. I'm probably butchering his name. And I like to try to find their cell phone number. I don't want to call their agency because then they want to hook me up with a broker's agent. Grant sent me one with the realtor and her cell phone number right next to the thing. Sometimes they do that on Zillow. Let's go back. So when I call them, what I'm going to do while I'm just searching for this is I want to build rapport with them. And I want to be like, listen, we're on the same team. I don't ever say the word I'm an investor because that is a big fat red flag that they're going to get like, their guard goes up with the word investor. They're like, oh my God, they're going to lowball me. Nope, it doesn't say it here. All right, I'll just call the numbers and see what we have. So I'm going to build rapport. Let's see if we can find Laura's thing that she shared with us. Hold on. I'll see if I can find it. You find the 4 pillars, which are, what are the 4 pillars, you guys? Oh yeah, Rick, you told me about that, homes.com. Look at you, Daniel.
Yeah.
Look at you. And Rick is showing us he told me yesterday about it, homes.com. You put your thing in there. Okay, so let's try the thing that I'll say. Thank you, Laura. So everybody look at what Laura has. Like, she took what we were training on how to build rapport and how to talk to an agent and the questions you ask. And she was so kind to put that in there for us. So if you guys open that up, that's in the chat. So what I will do is, and she puts on hers, is like, hey, I just want you establish this relationship. You're not double ending this deal. You don't get to represent me and the seller. I can represent myself. So it's the first thing I do. I introduce myself. I'm like, tell me about the property, build rapport, answer open-ended questions. So let's call. Thank you for looking that up. Okay, so let's call 253-359-5744. You guys hear it?
Hi, this is John. Leave me a message and I'll call you back as soon as I can. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, this is John Pagel from Moon Realty. Did I miss a call from you?
Yes, I was just about to leave you a message. Hi, John. My name's Carly Grunman. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was just looking at your listing over, where is it? On 122nd Street over in Gig Harbor.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was looking at it, and I noticed you guys dropped it quite a bit. I'm just wondering, do you guys have any offers available on this right now, or any offers that going through?
No, we're getting a lot of showings, but we don't have any offers yet.
Boo. Okay. Do you know what the feedback is on that? Like,
Yeah, the feedback has been that we're a little overpriced.
yeah.
And so, we've been kind of going back and forth. My sellers aren't absolutely desperate to sell.
Okay.
And so we just been knocking our heads together and seeing, what we come up with.
Yeah.
I honestly think we could get something done at 650.
Okay.
But I don't know. Have you shown the house yet?
No, I haven't. So let me just tell you a little bit about me, because I want to be like, so I'm in Gig Harbor too. And so we buy and sell real estate all the time. I'm not a licensed realtor, but we do it all the time. So it's something that we do. And so I'm just wondering, so I was looking at it and I was like, well, it looks like it's been on market. It says motivated seller in there. And I was just wondering, so the way we buy things is it's a little bit less traditional. It's a little more creative, it's completely illegal. Some agents are like, that's illegal, where we either take the mortgage over subject to, or we do a seller finance situation. Is that something
like, what is it called? Up to or something like that?
sub to?
Sub to.
Yes,
what it is?
that's
I've
it.
already turned down one of those offers.
You have. Okay. So I was just
Yeah.
calling to see if they would be interested in that, because I saw it's
no.
Okay.
No. I mean, honestly, I think in the event that if they decide to drop to 650, I think we'll get a ton of activity.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't make any sense for them to do that.
I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also had another one, some sort of Zoom CASA or something like that, was they give you 70% of the equity and then they do improvements and then they charge you a bunch of fees and then they resell it.
Yeah, like a novation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to go traditional.
Yeah, I totally get that. Okay. Do you know do you have any other listings or any other people that might be interested in that, or just ready to sell and just get it gone?
Not in that route.
Okay. Perfect.
They want, you know, they want a clean offer.
I get that.
Um,
I completely
And
get
so, yeah,
that. What's their plan if they don't, if they don't get that traditional offer? Are they just going to
they're
hold on
probably
to
gonna
it?
rent it.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they're sitting on a sub 3% loan.
I know. That's
And
nice.
so, yeah,
Yeah, don't get rid of
yeah,
that.
so their house payment is pretty reasonable.
That's
And
nice.
and like I said, they're not in any, well, I mean, they want to sell their home, but
Yeah.
they're certainly not desperate to do it.
I get that. I totally get that. That's smart. That's what we would do. That's how we like, that's what we do. We'll rent, we like to buy things at a low interest rate and then
Mhm.
rent them out because they have a good price. So,
Right.
but that's smart of them. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
taking my call. I really appreciate
Yep.
you. And
Got it.
have a great day.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, critique me. Hold on. So what I did, Mario was right. Look for the bunnies. So bunnies is look for the pain, look for the motivation. The story behind the bunnies is Pace wanted to buy a house and the lady's like, I can't do that price. No, I'll sell it, but not, it's too cheap. I can't afford to cheap. And he's like, fine. Okay. Do you need any help? Do you need any help with anything? And they're like, she's like, I mean, are you going to charge me for it? And he's like, no, I'll just help you. And she's like, well, I have all these bunnies that I need to find a home for. And so he's like, done. He called his mom and was like, do you know anybody that wants bunnies? And the mom took it and she's like, what do you want? I'm still not going to sell you the house. And he's like, it's fine. And he just kept checking up on her. I mean, like, how you doing? Do you need help moving? Giving. You lead with giving, and helping and not taking. This works really well with distressed owners that are about to be into foreclosure. Because everybody wants something from them because they owe money. And she ended up selling him the house because she liked him. And people, that's why we say build rapport. So yeah, Grant says, I love how you asked what they didn't get if they didn't get a traditional offer. So that's also finding motivation, and you want to take them down to that path. So I took him down the path. I'm like, why isn't it selling? It's too high. I had the agent say it's priced too high. And then I'm like, great. Okay. I get that. What if it's, you know what I didn't say, and I wish I would have, that I would pay his commission and cover closing costs. I didn't say that, which I completely spaced, but I knew that they weren't super motivated. So at this point, I'm just like building rapport. And it was like, I take him down the journey of what are we going to do if it doesn't sell? Like, then what? Like, that's finding their motivation. He's like, then we'll rent it. And I'm like, smart. Great. And then I asked him if there's anything else that he has. And he's like, no. So, yeah, John says mine's very direct. I've played around with a lot of them, and agents, they just like, they're busy too. Like, don't waste anybody's time. And sometimes I'll be like, I'm not going to beat around the bullshit bush with you. This is how I do things. Do you think it'll work? No. Great. Let's keep in touch, because if you have something, I will. And I found that the direct approach works best. You're transparent, you're clear, you're direct. We had one, Alex and I, my husband did one. Oh my God, it was so painful when we were new. We like went to go look at the house first, and we wasted our time. And then we're like, we took all this, it was like 6 days. And then we like shyly pitched creative, and they're like, absolutely not. And we're like, we just wasted so much of this person's time and our time. And it's funny how agents also are like super nice to you and are like, oh yeah, we went in, and I think I'm going to sell a deal. And then you're like creative, and then they're just like, their demeanor completely changes and horns grow out of their head. And they're like, go take a hike, lady. So Lewis, you're right. We did not look up the percentage in Propstream, which I should have done. So I need to do a checklist even for myself. I like to look up, and what we can look up, what we should have done. Am I sharing my screen still? No. Is going to Propstream. And I like to see before we call what their situation is. My clicker is not working anymore. I think my computer. There we go. Okay. So we'll go to, and I'll just go backwards and show you guys. So what I do is I put it in Propstream. You guys can put it in Privy. You can put it in, Sean, what do you use? You use a free one and I can't think of what it's called. Put it in the chat if you're still here. It's a free one though. So I'll come in here. Don't use Propstream, you guys, unless you have don't pay for anything. It's a lot of money. And you can use other things. Okay, so the mortgage on this. Yeah, they have a 2.6% mortgage. They owe $367 on it. They'll take $650. So they have a good amount of equity, but they also have a beautiful mortgage with a payment of $1,561. That's not including taxes and insurance. So it's probably like $2,000 likely. So that was a good thing. We should have looked it up first. Let's see. Tia says, I connected with a Bay Area buyer yesterday in Payson Jamil's AI challenge. She says he's wanting to buy homes to fix and flip that are class B, C, not A or D. I've never heard of homes neighborhoods described this way. That's a good question. I love that question. Have either of you? If so, how do you determine this? I assume it just means that they're not perfect. So A, B, and C, A is going to be like
new construction.
Never been farted in even. Like nobody has even lived there. Or it's like 5-star and you have like a doorman and you have like 5 pools and it's like, it's upper class, like upper, really nice. So it's like a really nice property. B is like been lived in, a little bit old. It's not bad. C is like kind of getting a little bit into the hood. It needs probably a good remodel. Like this is probably a C. It is not, it's a C. It's got weird ass colors. It's not bad. Maybe it's a B. I think the colors kind of make it a C for me because they're just intense. It's a split level, which is it's just not as popular anymore. So, and it's older. It's built in the 70s. But it's not bad. It's probably a B. Like, see, these cabinets here are old. I don't know what you guys can see on my screen. I don't even think I'm sharing my screen anymore, but the cabinets are old. It doesn't have high quality finishes. It's got LVP on the floor. It's got Formica in the bathrooms. Like, not bad. You could flip it and make it look a lot nicer, and it would definitely be a B class, but it will never be A because it's not like brand new or anything. Super high-end neighborhood.
Yeah. It's in too, right?
Yeah, that's another one, the area that it's in. So of Gig Harbor, this is in the lower area. It's across the bridge. So that's a good question. So D is going to be like rough, and it's in a rough neighborhood and it needs a lot of love. So Dustin, is Vegas okay for an East Coast market, or should I do Arizona? So Vegas is West Coast. I think you meant West Coast. And it's a good market. Yeah. So is Arizona. Both of them. Arizona is very saturated with Airbnbs. It's like oversaturated. Vegas, you just need to know your markets. And this is what we kind of talked about, like knowing your markets, like do your research on the markets. Like Vegas is starting to crack down on short-term rentals, which is like Airbnbs. So you got to look at that, and you'll want to look, is there an HOA? Gig Harbor, where I live, they're cracking down in the city limits. You have to apply to have an Airbnb and ask the city if you can use your house for that reason. Yeah, Sean, that's right. PropWire. But he says he felt it was giving him bad skip trace results. They're all bad skip trace results, honestly. If they all have they all pull their data from the same place. So any other questions you guys have? drop them in the chat. Let's see. I need a market in each time zone to grind longer. I know I was trying to call last night around dinner time. I was talking to Grant on the phone and I was like, damn it, it's 8 o'clock in the East Coast. It was dinner time where we are. So yeah, very smart to get your own. Grant heard the disaster of why you don't call it dinner time because I called him so on his lead so he could listen in, and it was just a little bit of a shit show. She had a company over. My kids were home. Daniel Tiger was in the background. Jerry is in the Kansas City, Missouri market, which is such a good market. I sold a duplex in that market and I'm so sad that it's gone. I bought it for $140,000 and now it's like double that. Kansas City is a really good market. What?
I said you'll never stop regretting that one.
I won't. I mean, it did help us move to Gig Harbor though. We bought a duplex here with it, but it sucks. I buy in Kansas City. Kansas City is an excellent market, Jerry. So you have a great market. If you're in there, like if you're living in there, that market, you're great boots on the ground for that market. So any other questions? Do you guys want to go and search for things and call? Jerry, you're virtually in KCMO. Yeah, it's a great market. You're closer than I am. I flipped a house virtually from Seattle and Kansas City. How do you check out a market to see if the area has a growth of 8% or more? That's such a good question. So we'll go over this. So the first thing I like to do is put into my Googler 2023. So you want the most up to where you can do like fastest growing cities. That's one. That's where people are moving. So you can come down here and just kind of, they all are kind of the same. It's going to be Texas, the Carolinas. So Georgetown, Texas. Texas is just a big one. Yeah, Texas dominates the fastest growing city. Fort Worth is the highest population. See, all of these are Texas. Santa Cruz is number 2. Texas, Indiana, that's great. Florida, yep, Texas, Arizona, Texas, Utah, Lehigh. That was nothing when I lived in Utah and Massachusetts. So then we can also go to census or like the government. Let's do federal government. Migration. Migration in US states. So there we go to, for the US data, we can see where people are going. Click on a state. Let's see, are people coming, are California. So population change over time. I don't care if where they were born. I just want they're talking about like immigration from other countries. We want migration in the US, where people are going. Migration statistics. I don't need it. Here we go. Why don't they have okay, so here, I don't care where they were born. It doesn't matter. Family size, fertility. This is just too much information. Where are people moving? Let's just do that. Moving from and to in 2023. Pods. So they're a moving company and they can tell you the highest number of move-ins: South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, Tennessee. These are all the hottest markets for sure. Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. Let's see if they have move out. Moving from California. Everyone is leaving California. Chicago, Illinois, New York, South Florida must suck. Jersey, Seattle, Washington, Washington, D.C., California. So I'm going to give you guys, what is something that these all have in common? and this is not a political statement, but most of them are blue states. Blue states do not have friendly, there's a lot more regulation on everything, and it's less landlord friendly. Also, these states have high income taxes. There was recently, so Donald Trump passed a tax, whatever, law. I don't know what it's called. I can't use my words today, where depending on the state that you live, you could, the certain taxes you pay. So if you look at here, Texas does not have income tax. Neither does Florida. Weird. Neither does Tennessee. I don't think. I don't know about Maine. So if you pay attention to what's going on with the news and like where people are moving, and so like even in politics, it's helpful to see. So these are markets that I wouldn't even just look at the cities as much as the states. These are all excellent markets to go into. So why people are moving there? You're going to have a higher people are buying there. And if you can get something under sub 2 or seller finance with mortgage rates being like the highest since the 2000s, they are just going to keep going up. Wow, Boise, Idaho is number 15. So these are mostly red states too. They are great for investing and they're business friendly. They're not going to take a cut of businesses' taxes. So not a political statement, it just shows how politics can affect where people move to. Grant says 9 states have no income tax at the state level. Exactly. Jerry says, will you look this one up? Yeah, you want to comp this one? We're kind of all over the place today because I'm letting you guys lead it because I don't know who's new and who's been here. Does anyone have a privy thing? I need to get privy. I just want to show you guys how to do privy because it's so easy to comp on privy. So here, I don't have privy right now. Okay, so let's go to Zillow and we can comp on Zillow. So we'll put the address in here and we want to comp it. Oh, Kansas City is really nice because look at this price of this 5-bedroom house, you guys. It's like, holy shit, that's so cheap. So
You're not sharing your screen.
No, thank you. $119,000 for a 5-bedroom house.
Crazy.
Which is really crazy, especially you could not even get a piece of land here for that. So, no. Okay. So they have cut, look, price cut $8,000. So let's look at this. So we want to find information. If you guys come to the Elephant Challenge and you come to your resources, I'll pull this up. Resources and documents. And we want to do, where's my comping sheet? Laura's comping rules. Let's see how, I don't think. Okay, so these are comping rules. Let's see if I can get in here. So we want to stay inside the neighborhood. These are all the things that we want to look at. They need to have the same bedrooms, the same bathrooms, up plus or minus 10% of the square footage, same interior levels. So you don't want to comp a 3-bedroom or 3-level house versus a single level house. Garages are a big deal. Plus 10 or minus for the year built. I think even now you probably, yeah, that's a little pool or no pool. That's a huge thing. Similar lot size. Is there an age restriction? There's a lot of 55 up communities. Same type of property. So these are the things you want to look at. And if you're like, I don't have anything in the same neighborhood, you can come out. Go maximum 2.5 miles. Never go across major streets, highways, or water. So let's look at this. So with Zillow, let's go to the neighborhood. I hate when it's listing you. It's harder to comp. Let's see. Can you come to the neighborhood? Can you make this big? Okay, so we're going to go to 32nd Street in Kansas City, Missouri. Aha. Okay. Do 32nd Street. I don't want listings. I just want that. Okay. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so we're right here. So then you can search in Zillow. We want to look at sold. So these are all the recently sold houses. 32nd Street. Here's 31st Street. And for sale. So here's 32nd Street. Okay. So we want to stay kind of all around here. So let's look down the street and see if they have information. So this was sold. It doesn't say how much. Kansas City must have, see all these things. They don't have to report it. So here's what another thing I could do. It's so much nicer when you go to Privy because you have MLS data. Okay. Where's your, I gotta copy it again. Okay, so you just need something. I don't know. Prop buyer might be able to do this. You just need to see what houses are sold around. Okay. Here is nice. Let's go to this one. So the details, this is going to do comparables and nearby listings. This is exactly how Privy works. So I can put by date sold. Because within the last 2 years, it was crazy. We want only with it sold within the last 6 months because stuff's changing quick. And then we can go out to a year if we want. But so here's our subject house. And this has an MLS sold and a public record sold. So we want something, ours has 5 bedrooms. So these all have 3. Like this is not good. We want to uncheck all these. That's the first thing I'm going to do because 5 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms are a huge thing. We can keep 4 because it's a little bit closer. Two, absolutely not. Okay, so we'll uncheck these. Okay, and then we look at square footage. Ours is 1705. This one has 3 bedrooms. No. So it's not a good comp. We want to find something. You look at this and you go all the way down. Here's a 5 bedroom. When did it sell last? Square feet is close. When did it sell? So this was in February. Not the best. Lot square foot. Ours doesn't have anything. And distance. So this is a good comp just because it was sold recently. It also has 5 bedrooms and it sold for price per square foot, 105.73. How much is this one? This one, it doesn't say on ours. So I'll do the math. For price per square foot, you do the square footage. Where'd it go? How many square feet is this? 1705 square feet. And they want 119 for it. So I do 119,000 divided by 1705, which is the square footage. It's $69 a square foot. Damn, that's why Kansas City is great. So that other one, that's so crazy. That's crazy that this is in this time of. Another with this is year built. So these are older. When was this one built? 1905 and 1910. So this is a really good comp, this Belfontania one. Or no, that's not it. Where's the 5-bedroom one? $106. So it sold one down the street. Let's go to this one. This sold down the street for $107 per square foot in February. So you want to look at it. Does it look the same? See if there's pictures on Privy's nice because you don't have to jump around like this. Oh, damn. That's why it sold for a lot more. It's a lot nicer on the inside. It looks like somebody flipped it. So this would be a good ARV for yours because it's right down the street. So that's how you comp it. What else? Any other questions? Sean says, I'm driving for dollars right now in Tacoma. Would you like to shoot me addresses for distressed properties for you to look up and call? So I don't have the time to look up and call right now. If you guys call them, I can look them up for you. But if you guys call them and see if they will accept low cash offers or creative, then I'll be happy to take it from there. Dustin says, I have an investor home in Florida, fix and flip, redone, and didn't do inspection first. Found foundation needs repaired, estimated $30,000. So should I submit it or pass? It's a seller finance. You know, that's a good question. The Kansas City one I bought had foundation issues, and it depends. Like, you have to understand your market too. Like, I learned that Kansas City has clay underneath, and so it shifts easily. So this is normal for Kansas City. And it's not a big deal for them. If it was Washington or something, I don't know, where it's not as thing. So look at your market. You can definitely submit it. I would talk to the agent first and be like, due to foundation issues, I'm not going to pay. I mean, I've got it. We'll probably wholesale it, and whoever wholesales it's got to fix the foundation. So you have to take that $30,000 into account. So, submit it if you talk to the agent and they're like, yeah, give me any offer, even a low offer. And if it's seller finance, that's helpful too. So as long as they are open to it, then you can submit it to us and you've talked to them first. One of our rules for submitting is you must have talked to them first and they must be open to creative or lowball offer or cash. What type of creative finance would be most likely in a situation where the owner has a commercial loan with a 12 to 36 month loan that you do not want to take over those payments? Yeah, probably a cash deal. It depends. Is there equity grant? It depends how much the house, like how much the loan is and what the property is and how much equity is in there. If it's a low loan and it's like a $30,000 loan, you could be like, here, I'll pay off your loan if you'll seller finance me the rest. So it really depends on that. You can also do a Morby method, which is where you go to the bank and you take out a loan and pay their loan off, and then they seller finance or sub to the rest. Dustin, yeah, 60% of listing is a low ball. Yeah. In this market, you have to buy them really much deeper than they used to. So that's a good safe 60 is a good one. That's a good number. Yeah. Anthony said I sold 3 months preferred, 6 months if they're not any comps. That's right. Yes. So 60 minus repairs, not necessarily 60% minus repairs. You kind of got to go in there and be like, what can you get for it? How much is it going to cost? So like, we know that it's a $30,000 foundation. So you really have to just look at it when you offer cash. So you're like 60 plus repairs. If they're going to agree to that, then take it. Yes. I don't know if that will be, I think there's some rules. I'll have to look. I don't know them because I don't do a lot of cash offers. I mostly do creative offers. where you can be like minus this for this. And it's even in Laura's comping rules. It's like, if they don't have a pool, then minus 10%. You know, if you want to take the other one, if you're like comping with another one and it's like, okay, well, it's almost the same, but there's no pool and there's like one minus bedroom, and then she'll tell you how much to take off. So yes, Gwendolyn, Jennifer's right. Gwendolyn asked, is there a creative way around capital gains other than 1031 exchange? Yes. Seller finance, sub 2, seller finance and spread it over many years is what Jen said in there for those of you guys who watch the recording. And it's yes. So that way you're selling it, the whole house all at once, and you're getting little chunks of money instead of like a whole chunk of money that the IRS is like, give me 30% of that. That's mine. Where do you get more info about Morby method? Go and find, go YouTube it. Pace probably has some things. That is a very in-depth sub 2 creative thing. So if you have something that you think that would be, you're like, I think I have a deal, you can bring it to us and we can walk you through it and show it to you. So I think that's about it. Today was just kind of like Q&A and like going over stuff for newbies. Any other questions that you guys want to talk about before we go? Oh, thanks. Jamil's appraiser rules. I don't know if I saw it. I don't know where it went. It doesn't let us download it. Yes. If it's Jamil's, that's a really good one. Use that one. And if you want, you can put it in our chat for our building an empire.group and circle. That might be a good place. Jerry says, is there a minimum price point to see if a seller is open to creative finance? We like to say, do the average home sales price because you're going to have more buyers. Like I say, like if you're going to get a $60 million house, like, yeah, they're doing creative and good job for getting it creative. But how many people do you know that can afford even a seller financed or sub-2'd $60 million house? Like I can't. No. Yeah. Or Grant says, find your end buyers and ask them for their buy box. So if you guys, so find something. We want you guys to use this information, use us as much as you can. We want you to call that. So your homework for next time, come back, build a list of on market, motivated, what we think sellers, call the agents, soft pitch creative, just like I did, and submit them to us if you want us to help you take them across the finish line. And we'll help you get it done. I'm still building up my buyers list. Do you have any advice on doing so? So you can use those Facebook groups, network with people. I will always tell you guys, any business, foundation of any business is relationships. You want to build relationships. And so get to know people. You're like, hey, Jen, what's your buy box? What's yours, Carly? Like, what's Pace's? Pace's is listed somewhere. His is only creative, no cash. So, yeah. So go out and just a buyer's list in Kansas City. That is, go into the free group and be like, who's buying in Kansas City? Let me know. Yes. Gwendolyn says, will you explain sub 2 and capital gains? So let's define what capital gains is first. Capital gains happens in the United States when you sell your house and it's over, is it under 3 years? Over 5 years, I mean. It's you've owned it for more than 5 years, under 5 years. What am I I'm dropping the ball. Jen doesn't know, she's Canadian. Do you know, Jen? Capital gains. Let's look it up together.
No.
Capital gains tax. Let's look it up together so I give you guys the right information. I think it's okay. Capital gains happens Okay. I just want the Cliff Notes version. Okay, what triggers a capital gain? So you get when you the profits that you make from a sale of a home that are held for at least 1 year. And then if you own it for, I think it's over 5 years. I feel like there's a 5 years in there. What is the 5 years? Okay, 5 years and under, you do not have to pay a capital gains tax. 5 years and over, you have to pay the capital gains tax. The capital gains tax is the government saying, depending on how long you've owned it, you have to pay a high tax rate to the government when you sell it. So this one says in Washington, there's a 7% tax rate just for the state of Washington. So it's a huge fat tax that you pay. So when you sell a house for $100,000, and you make $100,000 on it, 30,000 of that $100,000 goes to the government. So you get 70% of that. So a lot of people are like, and the more the price of the home is, the more the capital gains tax. So it really hurts when they sell a house. So the way you avoid it with sub 2 is you are taking over their loan. So nothing has been sold to them. So they are not making money on it. It's the money that is made from a real estate transaction. So even if everything title goes over to my name and I gave you $5,000 down for it, you're not fully selling that property and you're not making any money on it right away. So maybe they can tax you on the $5,000. So what? That's a whole lot better than $300,000 or whatever you'd owed on it. So seller finance, spreading it out is a good way. Sub 2, you're not telling the government, I sold it on market and I cashed a check for $500,000 and 200,000 of that is going to go into my pocket. So you don't have to report that on your taxes because you didn't actually make $200,000 on that house. So, and even if they do have, you take it over sub 2 and they do have $200,000 in equity, you can seller finance that equity, which is a hybrid. You guys bring us deals. We'll show you all the creative deals. We want to stick to the basics in this, but thank you, Grant. More than 2 years, but less than 5 is what I've heard is the sweet spot. Yes. All right. I think we're going to wrap it. Yes. Title goes into your name or the buyer's name. That is correct. There are nuances with that. It's not as straightforward if there's buyer's assistance. So I bought a house in Tacoma, sub 2, they were behind, they were pre-foreclosure. They had a government loan of FHA loan and down payment assistance. So down payment assistance is from the government and they say, here's another loan. We're going to give you $50,000 and another loan on this. So we had to take over the down payment assistance. There's a lot of rules. If it gets sold, then they have to pay it back immediately. So what we did is we took it over sub 2, but we never filed the documents until the renters pay down that down payment assistance. The second that's paid down, we can file the documents for it to go into our names. So it's ready to go. Everything's signed. It just needs to be filed with the city. Do I have a script on how to explain seller? So Jerry wants to know how you explain sub 2 or seller finance to an agent. So this is what we want you guys to do is get enough just to see if they're open to it. And then what Jen and I will do is we'll get them on the phone and we'll explain it and you guys will be privy to that information. You guys can listen to it, but we don't want you guys explaining it to them because you don't fully understand it, which is fine. We'll get in their contract. We'll show you how we do it, but it's different for everybody and every deal is different. Yeah. Research Pace's videos. You guys go to Pace on YouTube. He's so much free information on this if you want creative finance stuff. So, Anthony says, are you guys doing a podcast today? Last time I couldn't find it when you left. I know last time I went over and Jen started it and I didn't realize I was late. And then I was like, you guys go over there. And then by the time we all got over there, it was over. So that was my fault. We aren't doing a podcast today, but I think we are doing one next week.
Live interviewing Carly, sub 2 RV and sprinters.
Actually, I don't think I can do it. I was just looking at my schedule today. I think next week. I think I moved it to, yeah, I can't do it next week. I have a leadership meeting for Manifest You from 1 to 4, which is annoying next week. So Jen, if you want to, you don't have to. I was going to do the live Zoom on Saturday just because you can get more people. And I can't make it next week at 1. So I think I'm going to do a Zoom, and I got a sprinter van. I got paid to buy a sub 2 RV. I used 0 of my own money and 0 money down to get a sprinter van. And I'm going to do a Zoom on how I did it. And then I rent them out on Outdoorsy. So, I have 2 right now. I got 2 in like 2 months. You guys know anybody that wants to creatively sell an RV or sprinter van? When is our Manifest You next training? So I work for Manifest You, and that's a training that I have for Manifest You. You guys won't have Manifest You trainings. Manifest You is just a company that Pace owns, and I happen to work for Pace. If I get them to say they're open to creative finance, how should I reach out to you? Jen will put it in the chat. It's elephant.aurorainvest.com. There's a whole sheet, there's a whole form, and you fill out that form and we'll get in touch with you. We have Julie and Rick Daniels on our team. We have their sub 2 and Gator. Oh, Gator training. You thought, so Gator, Manifest You runs Gator. Manifest You runs every single product that Pace sells minus sub 2. So Gator training, if you're a Gator, go to the Gator calendar. If you don't know what Gator is and you're interested in learning, you can ask me. I'm the Gator community manager. It's how you can lend out money and make money on your money and get equity and deals even sometimes from it. So Gator training, every Gator training will be on the Gator calendar. How do you join Manifest You? Manifest You is a company that is not a membership. It's a company I work for. Manifest You runs the Gator program. Manifest You runs the Elephant Challenge. Manifest You runs the AI Challenge. If you guys saw that AI Challenge going on, they are a company and it's not a training. So if you are interested in joining Gator, which is a program that's run by Manifest You, let me know. But Jen, I think, put something in there. Jen, do you have the webinar link? There's a webinar you can learn about Gator. Here, I have one. She put it in there. No, yeah. That's the to buy it. Here's the webinar one. If you guys want to learn about Gator and how you can make money on money and Gator wrestle things. So a new sub 2 member wanted to be a Gator lender. Can he still join? Anybody can join. It's costs money, so they can join, but it does cost money. So, all right. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. You guys are so awesome. And oh, if you want to come to my Zoom, I just made one today. I'm going to do it Saturday at 4 Pacific time. And you guys can register for it if you want. Feel free to come. I would love to have you guys. I'm going to tell you, I use sub 2 and Gator to get these deals and wholesaling. So there's a lot of stuff. So you guys can kind of see like real deals. Then I'll show you how much we've made and how we're making money on it. You can do the same thing with cars, houses, whatever. So